The 2018 fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury ended in a draw. Fury won the second fight when Wilder's corner threw in the towel. In the third fight, Fury was knocked down twice, but he staggered to his feet and won with a knockout anyway. Now, Wilder wants another bite at the cherry. Stay with us as we explore the Wilder challenge, and also look at other fighting news. First up, Wilder's excuses. Wilder, at 36 years old, has made a variety of far-fetched excuses for his losses against Fury. He has blamed a heavy costume he wore for a ring walk. Apparently, that sapped his energy. He also accused Fury of loading his gloves. And then, after his team threw in the towel, he summarily sacked his coach. Then, Wilder speaks about the 3 fights. Wilder spoke openly about the 3 fights and said it is inevitable that he would face Tyson in the ring again. Even though many referred to his excuses as fantastical illusions, Wilder added that he stands by everything he'd said. According to him, and again alluding to cheating by Fury, he also said everything was done to rob him, Wilder, of his greatness. But it had the opposite effect. It only made him greater. Coming up, a complete list of Deontay Wilder's excuses. Keep watching. Also, Wilder addresses the loaded gloves issue. Deontay made it clear he doesn't condone cheating, specifically hinting at the loaded gloves accusations. When asked why he didn't report his suspicions to the authorities, he said, "Why the f*** would I go to the authorities? I have an opportunity to release my own energy and put my hands upon him, and the possibility of trying to kill him and get paid millions of dollars doing it." The kill statement is by no means Wilder's first. He has said it before, and when asked if he thinks he will face Fury again, he replied that as long as Fury was in the business, and he was in the business, and there was a business, it was inevitable. Deontay Wilder spoke while preparing for his bout against Robert Helenius, a fight he eventually won with a first-round knockout. Now, a list of Deontay Wilder's elaborate excuses. Everything from a heavy costume to an egg-shaped object has been put forward by Deontay Wilder for his series of losses to Tyson Fury. The Gypsy King was responsible for the Americans' very first defeat. This was during their second clash. The first ended in a draw in February. Wilder went down in the 7th, and from the moment he gasped for air and staggered back onto his feet, he has been full of excuses about the loss. We've counted 6, and the one is more outrageous than the next. The heavy costume is fast becoming a meme in the boxing world. Stay with us. That's coming up in a moment. First, there was a spiked drink. Wilder alleged, rather bizarrely, that his drinking water has been messed with before the fight. In an interview with 78 Sports TV, he said his drinking water was perfect around 15 minutes before the fight. He was warming up in the mitts, and he felt great. But once he was in the ring, he was drinking water from a different container to keep himself hydrated. And then, he said, he started to feel weird. He said he thinks his water was spiked with something that felt like a muscle relaxant. He had almost no control over his body, and his legs were weak. Then, there was the heavy costume. The probably most famous excuse Deontay Wilder offered up was the claim about his rink walk outfit weighing too much. This one came mere hours after the loss. He said the elaborate costume, which he wore as a tribute to Black History Month, was heavy enough to affect his performance in the ring. He said Fury hadn't hurt him in the ring at all, but because of the weight of the costume, he had no legs from the beginning of the bout. And he added, his legs were completely useless by the 3rd round. Apparently, he'd only received the costume and tried it on the night before the fight, and he was surprised at the weight, which was 40 pounds according to him. He added he wanted the costume to be really special for Black History Month, and that came before anything else, so he decided to wear it for the ring walk anyway. The foreign object could have been a serious accusation had it not been so funny. Stay with us. More on that in a moment. Also, Wilder's trainer didn't escape the fighter's wrath. Next in the line of fire was Deontay Wilder's trainer. His corner had thrown in the towel in the 7th round, and Wilder says he didn't agree with the decision at all. He fired his trainer as a consequence. Then there was the foreign object. The next excuse didn't come from Wilder's imagination. It was first floated by a vlogger. The accusations were completely unfounded, but Wilder picked up on it immediately. In this excuse, Fury was accused of slipping a heavy object, shaped like an egg, into his gloves before the fight. Wilder said he believes this because the side of his head had an egg-shaped lump and a dent after the fight. A note though, the process of gloving up for any fight is carefully monitored. There was no evidence at all supporting this wild theory. The boxing authorities say there is simply no way Fury would have been able to slip an object into his gloves. In a moment, we'll show you the only excuse that could have been legit, but that was spoiled by all the far-fetched excuses that preceded it. Keep watching. And that old chestnut, a biased referee. When nothing else works, blame the ref. And this is precisely what Wilder did. Kenny Bayless, who handled the fight, is an experienced and respected boxing referee, but he took the sharp end of Wilder's stick for favoring the British boxer. Wilder said afterward that Bayless had told him in the dressing room if he punched Fury behind the head or if he swung off the break, Wilder would either be disqualified or he would lose 2 points. He went on to say those rules applied to him but not to Fury. Wilder accused Fury of hitting him in the neck and the back of the head all through the fight, and he has the bruises and lumps to prove it. Also, the injury excuse. Lastly, Wilder claimed he went into the fight injured. He told reporters he'd had an injury to his left bicep, which had left him unable to train for a few months. Under normal circumstances, this may have been a believable claim, but because it followed on the heels of the ludicrous excuses, it was taken with a pinch of salt. Stay with us to see what is happening in the world of Tyson Fury. Meanwhile, Tyson is preparing to fight Anthony Joshua. This bout is scheduled for the 3rd of December 2022. Tyson and Paris Fury took a break to Cannes before the Anthony Joshua fight talks resume. The fight couple shared selfies and snaps of their French holiday, and these are doing the rounds on social media. These pics include shots of the ultra-luxurious aircraft they used, and also of the meals they enjoyed on board. There were also snaps of Paris enjoying the sun. The couple was last seen when they lay flowers at the gate of Buckingham Palace as a tribute to Queen Elizabeth. The French holiday could have been their last before the 3rd of December and the Anthony Joshua bout. And to hear what Fury thinks of Wilder's win against Hellenius, watch the video to the end. And what to expect from the Fury v Joshua fight. Both boxers have been sparring, so preparations for the fight are solidly underway. Frank Warren, Fury's promoter, has dubbed the bout the Battle of Britain, and it is touted to be the biggest heavyweight title fight ever held in the United Kingdom. Warren is also sure pay-per-view will reach the region of 2 million. Fury's record is unbeaten, and he will aim to keep it so. Joshua has recently been defeated by Alexander Usyk, and he will be looking to bounce back from that. Finally, Tyson Fury's take on Deontay Wilder's stunning return. Tyson Fury is still the only man to have beaten Deontay Wilder, and he spoke out about Wilder's latest outing, which he won with a first-round knockout, and also the potential for a 4th bout between himself and Wilder. So, Finland's Robert Hellenius went down in less than a round against Deontay Wilder. It reminded every boxing fan just how devastating a punch from Wilder can be. For Deontay Wilder, it was a short night at the office. Tyson Fury made no secret of the fact that he was hugely impressed by Wilder's performance. He had a chat with IFL-TV about the spectacular comeback clash by the Bronze Bomber. He was specifically asked about the way Wilder went all emotional at the press conference after the fight, and also how his apology to Hellenius for putting his lights out, no less, seemed so genuine. On that, Tyson Fury preferred not to comment. On the prospect of a 4th bout between him and Wilder, he said he would be more than happy to do it all again. For a while, a 4th fight between the two seemed unlikely, but Wilder is edging ever closer to being mandatory for Fury to hold on to his belt. There is one final eliminator, ordered by the WBC, between Wilder and Andy Ruiz, and the winner takes first place in line for a shot at the belt. That's the end of this video, folks, and there's a lot of great fighting ahead before the end of 2022. Keep your eyes open for our next upload.